Hello, 207. Right now we're going to read chapter 3 of The Littles. Where we left off is we learned a little bit more about our main characters, the Littles. We learned about Tom, who's the boy, Lucy, who is the girl, their parents, and their other family members that are living with them. The main fact that we learned in chapter 2 is that the Biggs, which is the family that lives in the house that they live in, is on vacation. And there's a new family coming to stay in the house for the 3 months. And there's one thing that the Littles were all talking about in chapter 2, and they all seemed a little scared or a little worried. Do you remember what that was? Yeah, they were nervous about a cat coming to live in the house with them. Why do you think the Littles might be scared of a cat? Let's read chapter 3. Chapter 3. There was a secret lookout place behind the light switch in the hall of the Biggs house. One of the screws was missing. The empty hole was large enough for Little to look and listen through. Mr. Little spent all the next day at the lookout place. Tom Little stayed with him. They were waiting for the Newcombs. Now remember, the Newcombs is that new family. When they came, "Be careful of the light switch, Tom," said Mr. Little. "Likely as not, the first thing they'll do is turn on the hall light." Sometimes in the late afternoon, Mr. Little thought he heard a noise. He looked through the hole. "Are they coming?" said Tom. "Not yet. Hold it." Mr. Little heard a key in the front door. Lock. Yes. They are here. Come now. Shh. "Where's the hall light, Charlie?" It was a woman's voice. "I have it," said Charles Newcomb. If you look in the picture, you can see that they're peeping out of the hole to try and see the family. There were sparks inside the lookout place. As the light was turned on, Tom Little jumped. His father turned from the peephole and put his finger on his lips. Shh! The bright light from the hall came through the peephole into their dark hiding place. Tom could see his father's face clearly. Mr. Little returned to the hole. See us peeking through. "What a drive," said Mrs. Newcomb. She sat down heavily on the suitcase. "Give me a minute to rest, and I'll help you with the rest of the bags." "No need to help, Mrs. N," said Mr. Newcomb. "I'll get the bags myself." "No tipping, please. It's part of the service here at the Biggs Summer Hotel." Mrs. Newcomb laughed. "Where do you get the energy?" she said. "From the country," said Mr. Newcomb. "I didn't realize how much I missed it. I get energy from just looking at all the trees and space. We're going to be here for 3 months. Just think of it." "I am," said Mrs. Newcomb. "I'll still have to get 3 meals a day, only now it'll be in a strange kitchen." "Listen, Liz," says Mr. Newcomb. "You've come here to write, and you've come here to paint. Nothing else is important." Sure, said Mrs. Newcomb, laughed. "Tell me that after eating hamburger for a week." "I mean it, Liz," says Mr. Newcomb. "Forget the housework. Write those stories. You want to write. As for me," he twirled around and did a little dance, "this isn't my house. I'm fixing nothing, and I'm doing nothing. If the faucets drip, let 'em drip. I might not even take out the garbage." "You really mean it, don't you?" said Mrs. Newcomb. "Sure I do," said Mr. Newcomb. "I'm here to paint masterpieces, and that's what I'm going to do. And when I'm done doing that, I'm going to do nothing. I'll loaf, sit in the sun, and eat." He laughed. "Hamburgers, of course." That is the end of chapter 3. So in chapter 3, we get to meet the Newcomes, which is the new family that's living in the house. And we learn a little bit about them. They're coming to live in the house for a little summer vacation. What do you think? I want you to make a prediction. Do you think that the Littles are going to like this new family, the Newcomes? Yes or no?